Hello and welcome to the webinar from Wipotec and Vimachem for the serialization and aggregation of pharmaceutical products for the Russian market. My name is Eugen Held. I'm working here as technical sales track and trace in Wipotec. And let me quickly give you a summary of this webinar. We will start with a short presentation of the company Wipotec as a machinery builder, which will then be followed by a quick and small presentation from Vimachem as our partner for level 3 solutions in the software side. And then we will show you a live demonstration with our equipment and also the software from Vimachem, how we have the possibility to fulfill the requirements from the Russian government for pharmaceutical product serialization. So our colleagues will contact the system administrator and get the serial numbers with the crypto key, as they call it. Then they will send us an order on our machines. We will get the order, we will produce a small batch of products with serialization and then move on to the aggregation, and after that we will send all the information back to the software partners with their level 3 system, where they will show you then how to proceed the data to the Russian government. If you had any questions, please type them in the chat. After our presentation, we will have a question and answer section for answering any open questions. So let's get started.
So some words about our company Wipotec. Wipotec is a machine builder located in Kaiserslautern in Germany. We have about 1,000 employees worldwide, and 700 are located at the factory in Germany, where we have also our R&D department, and all the production and testing is happened. Our company is very keen on sustainability and is aware of its corporate and social responsibility. This means that we have usage of renewable energy. For example, our heating system for the whole factory is a geothermal heating system. We have solar electrical solar power for the factory. For our local city, we have electrical cars in the carpool, and also we have a kindergarten located at the company. For Wipotec itself, the Wipotec group is consisting of two sub-companies, as to say. We have on the one side, on the right side here, it is Wipotec, who is the producer for and manufacturer of weigh cells and weighing technology. And we have also Wipotec OCS, which is more in the focus of the end customer, and is a distributing company for the machinery that Wipotec is building. Besides the weigh cells, the company has 4 business units for production of machinery, and those are checkweighers for the control and checking of weight of all kinds of different products. We have mail and logistic department, who is responsible for heavy weight checking and also for objects with a bigger size. Then we have the X-ray department, who is checking foreign objects and mainly in food industry and in vision inspection. And also we have our track and trace solution and for serialization and aggregation. So the company is present in many industries, everywhere where somebody needs to have the weight of the product to be checked on the one side or on the other side where we touch serialization. So food and pharma and mail and logistics and cosmetics and all other industries that you can see here. So for our track and trace department, we have the system of TQS, which stands for the Traceable Quality System. This is our product portfolio for our machineries, which we offer for the serialization and aggregation. Namely here this belongs to our fast track line, which means that we have production time of 6 weeks for the machines you can see here. So we have simple serialization or serialization, temporary evidence and weighing all combined in one machine. And for the aggregation we have a semi-automatic aggregation, which I will describe right now. Also here you can see TQS SP. This is the easiest solution we can offer for serialization, where we can achieve speed of up to 300 pieces per minute. So this is just when you need serialization. If you need more, we can add temporal evidence as an option. But just for the serialization, this is it's the starter, let's put it this way. Then if you want to combine, we can extend the machine and with a weight cell, and then we have a TQS HCA, which will have the same speed up to 300 pieces per minute, and you can check products per weight up to milligram with the maximum weight of 400. And, regarding the fast track line, and also this our system can be equipped with an additional temporal evident application labeler. So for the aggregation, this is our solution for a semi-automatic aggregation of cartons and pellet, which can be done by one machine with 2 printers attached to it. So the operator will use a 15-inch touchscreen display, which is at all our machines for convenient configuration and usage of the machine. And we have a high-resolution camera for aggregation of layers of serialized boxes for cases. And you will see the machine in action later on in the demonstration. And then when the cases are finished, the second printer, which is below, can be used for aggregation on a pallet of several cases. We are a dedicated machinery builder, so the machines I've just presented to you are only examples for our fast track line. So we have also OEM and integration and custom solution depending on the requirements of each customer. So as you can see here, this is integration of printers, labelers, cameras, complete systems into an automatic case packer for aggregation, for example. And also we provide customized solution for not so usual requests from our customers who have a very heavy product, for example, or a product they need to print from the top. We worked as an integration partner with many companies in Europe where the customer chooses a case packer and we will integrate our serialization and aggregation solution. And also as a weigh cell manufacturer, many of the companies also using our weigh cell for weight checking. So for the serialization of Russia, I brought you here an example so you can see what is the difference and where is the trick for Russia. Up you can see the standardized code which is currently used in the European Union for serialization, and below you can see the Russian code, and as you can see the Russian code contains much more information than the European one, and that's what is making the question so difficult. Wipotec came up with a solution for this problem that we said we are using for our printing system. The customer can use up to 2 thermal inkjet print heads to print the code, and you can see the printing results below, where on the left side, on the far left, we printed the same code with only 1 print head, and then we switched to 2 print heads and increased the size up to the maximum of 22 by 22 millimeters code size. Also, there is no requirement by the Russian law how you have to print and how you can the text and the code. The 4 lines of text with the GTIN lot serial numbers and expiry date have to be printed, but you can arrange them as it fits on your product, and you can see some examples here where we use different positioning of code and serialization and text. Wipotec has subsidiary sales and service partners in 80 countries worldwide, and thus we have more than 1,500 of our serialization and aggregation systems, so the TQS systems installed worldwide. We have also take care of them, and of those 1,500, nearly 10%, so 130 systems are located in Russia, who are installed and already running as the serialization deadline has passed. We are working in Russia with our colleagues from OS Technology, who are our official representative and service provider with with an own service team inside the country, and we have a good partnership for 10 years now with our colleagues from Moscow. So for our level 1 and 2 solution, as we provide from a machinery standpoint, we have 1 line manager installed at 1 machine. Mostly likely it will be the serialization machine, where the data that we receive from level 3 system will be processed, printed, and then the reports will be sent back to the level 3 system. So usually you see 2 machines combined, of which one of them has the line manager level 2, where the connection to the level 3 system is placed. Of course, you can also use only 1 line if you are only using serialization. So the main features for our line manager are that we have local buffer memory which secures the production line data and offer temporarily server or network failure. Also, we have uninterrupted power supply installed so that when there is a lack of electricity and the machine is forced to shut down, no data and no orders of the production will be lost and can be recovered when the power will be back available again. So our line manager is compatible with a big variety of level 3 providers, and for this demonstration we will work together with our partners from Vimachem. Wipotec is part of the GS1 and the OpenSCS working group. So the GS1 is the global healthcare user group, where we are also a voting member, and we strive for this common goal to advance the health sector and develop and implement global standards to improve patient care and the safety of product supply chain. And as for the OpenSCS working group, this is a working group combining several machinery producers like we are, so level 1 and 2, and software providers for level 3, 4, 5, who will then integrate their operation, and where the specialists for hardware and the specialists for software are working in their fields so they can provide for the customer the most optimized solution. So our IT infrastructure will look like this. We have a standard interface where we here connect with our colleagues from Vimachem today, and they will connect with their site server and will provide us the data for the Russian government, and thus the customer is has more options where he can choose from to get for himself the best and most suitable solution. And so thus I will now pass the word on to the colleagues from Vimachem.
Thank you again. Hello everyone, this is Alex Vidras with Vimachem, and thank you so much for joining today's webinar. I see a really big group and I'm really happy for that. Today I will present you the Vimachem Serialization Site Management, which is a complete software solution for serialization, and together with the Wipotec OCS machines make for one of the market's best end-to-end solution for compliance with Russian and other global serialization regulations. Regarding the team for today, I am responsible for the global sales network of Vimachem, and I'm also an adjunct faculty of Operational Research in Columbia University. Today with me I also have Witold Lipnovich. Witold is running sales for Vimachem in Russia, and he's bringing multiple years of global serialization experience. Today with us we also have Andronikos Keklikoglu. Andronikos Keklikoglu is a technology consultant in the Vimachem technology consulting practice in Europe, and he will be the one running you through the Vimachem SSM demo with live connection to some Wipotec OCS machines located in Kaiserslautern and in the German headquarters of Wipotec, and also with live connection to the OMS and MDLP system. So you will experience a fully end-to-end live demo of a complete solution consisting of the Vimachem SSM and of a Wipotec OCS line, and I'm sure it's going to be extremely interesting. Regarding Vimachem, so we are a global Pharma 4.0 vendor. We have locations in Athens, Greece, and in New York, and we have a large network of resellers and system integrator partners around the world, including Moscow. As Pharma 4.0 vendors, what we are experts in is in integrating systems, automating the connection of the systems, and optimizing processes. And it's important to understand that as you are going through your Russian serialization journey, and by connecting machines like Wipotec OCS to software systems like the SSM and to cloud systems like the OMS and MDLP, as well as to other software applications running in your site or in your company's network like your MES, your WMS or your ERP. You are placing the seeds for your Pharma 4.0 journey, and this is your opportunity to improve both your compliance but also your packaging and production processes. And this is exactly what we do. That's exactly what we are experts in, and that's exactly what our Vimachem SSM does. We are system integrators and will help you integrate systems and optimize processes. Another thing that is really important to note is that as pharma vendors, we are exclusive pharma vendors. We have deep expertise in computerized system validation, which is a key part and a key challenge of your serialization project. So together with our Vimachem SSM, we run a complete implementation and validation project where we help you validate the SSM in the test and in the production environment. We help you validate the interfaces to the OMS and the MDLP and the Wipotec OCS lines, and we'll help you with the end-to-end validation. And only after the systems are validated and you are in production, that's only when we complete the implementation project and we move into the support phase. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Vimachem serialization site management. So, the Vimachem SSM, as we call it, is the world's largest system when it comes to managing serialization operations. We have more than 50 installations globally, and we are managing more than 250 lines. As you will see in the demo, and I'll try to be quick, so we have as much time as possible for the demo, which I think will be the best part to see the system. But as you will see, what we do is we manage through the SSM all your day-to-day serialization operations. The SSM is the daily system of managing serialization operations, and it does that by being automatically and fully connected, of course, to Wipotec OCS, as you will see live in the demo today, to the OMS crypto and to the MDLP systems, as you will also see live. Today we will run a demo with a live connection to both systems. And of course with integrations to any ERP, WMS or MES system. And that's exactly what we do. We are integrating system as we discussed, and we are automating and of course optimizing the overall serialization process. A few things that are important to note regarding the SSM. So we feature a fully integrated label designer and label manager. So you are able to design articles that you are going to print on your cartons or on your cases or on your pallets in the Vimachem and send them automatically to the Wipotec OCS machines. That saves time since you do not have to stop your lines in order to design those articles. We are offering a fully validated virtual simulated line so you can run end-to-end connection testing again without having to stop your lines. We have a fully automated, reliable and response synchronous connection to the OMS and MDLP systems. We're hosted on the cloud, and that gives you the ability to save costs when it comes to infrastructure and, of course, to validation. We have a fully integrated rework and warehouse module systems. You are able to rework directly from the level 3 with any USB handheld scanner. The key advantage to that is that you do not have to send the order back to the line if you have to rework it. You can rework it with any laptop or desktop terminal PC running the SSM application. And we are offering, as we said, we are system integration experts. We specialize in integrating systems, and we are able to do that no matter the protocol, no matter the connection. We can connect any ERP, WMS, or external application. Another thing, given our operational focus and our operational abilities, we emphasize heavily on monitoring the lines. Our SSM offers the ability to monitor the lines live, offers the ability to measure the efficiency and the effectiveness of the Wipotec OCS systems, and it's really important to emphasize both on the ability to measure and report line efficiency, but also on our ability to collect all the data that Wipotec OCS makes available to us. We are able to retrieve the camera grading, we are able to receive the weight of the carton, we are able to receive machine alarms, and we are able to report all that. So it's really important to understand that all the data that the machine makes available, we make good use of it. Now, in terms of the flow, so to prepare a little bit the demo that Andronikos will show you, as you will see, the very first step of the serialization operations at the site level involve the creation of the order. An order can be created in the level 3, an order can be created in an ERP or an MES system based on your existing processes. No matter what, we support all those options, and then after the order is created, serial numbers are sent to OMS where crypto codes are appended. This is a fully automated process that happens in the backend during the order creation. Andronikos will show you that. And then having crypto codes and having all the batch data available either through the ERP or through input from the level 3 operator, we send all that information to the Wipotec OCS lines. Wipotec OCS will execute the serialization and aggregation processes, and after receiving the data back, we send all the request messages to MDLP, and we also receive response messages to make sure that all the data were received properly, and the batch can be closed, the product can be shipped, and all the warehouse operations can be executed. So as Andronikos will show you, this is a very fast, easy, and reliable operation, and those three are exactly the advantages of our SSM. Now, as we wrap up the initial presentation and preparing for the actual demo, a few things to emphasize is we put a lot of emphasis in successful implementation and support. We offer standard service level agreement as part of our support infrastructure. We offer support placed in Russia, also speaking Russian. We offer the option for 24/7 support through a hotline and a remote connection. And given our pharma DNA, we have a very extensive and complete validation package that we execute hand in hand with you during the implementation project of the phase. The implementation project of the phase for us is a consulting project where we give you the software, but then we also work with you to install the system, to validate the system, to train you on the usage of the system, and we take a very rigorous and professional approach in the project management of the implementation and validation process. And finally, as a final slide, we follow a GAMP5 risk-based validation approach, where basically we design test cases that we give them to you, and after you approve test cases, we proceed in the execution, initially in a test environment and then subsequently in the production environment, and only after the final validation report is signed and approved by you, we are ready to close the implementation project and you are ready to go in production. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it over now to Andronikos so he goes through the live demo. Again, this is going to be a live demo with live connection to both a Wipotec machine and to the...
Hello everyone, this is Andronikos from the Vimachem team. Today I will present to you the Vimachem Serialization Site Manager. So hopefully everyone can see my screen now. So as I was saying, I will present to you the Vimachem Serialization Site Manager, and there are two basic workflows on the SSM. So the one workflow that we're going to see first, the very important step of the process, is the product management. So through products management, we can create or edit a product that we want to produce later on. So let's go ahead and see the products here that we have created. So for this specific demonstration, we've created the product for Russian compliance. And now we can see how we have configured this product. So the first step is to enter the product code, then the product name, and then the layout name of the layout that we're going to use later in the machine. Then another important step is to select as the serial number repository the Russia compliance repository. So this repository is connected to the MDLP and the OMS systems so that we can retrieve successfully the crypto codes. Then we will have to set the product as active so that we can use the product and send it to the Wipotec OCS line. And then according to our internal procedures, we can either check or uncheck the box which requires two signatures. Basically, this requires signatures or approval, let's say, from two people or two users of the system. Then the product packaging down here is another important step where we set the aggregation levels and the code types for each aggregation level. The first aggregation level is our product, so each packaging unit. And for this aggregation level, we select as the code type the G10 with the corresponding packaging code. Then we have a 20% extra serial number buffer to administer for errors or rejects in our production. Of course, this is configurable according to internal procedures for each packaging aggregation level. Then for the second aggregation level, for our case, we have selected the company prefix to generate the SSCC code serial numbers. And for the third aggregation level, we have selected again the company prefix as a code type. So the last step of this procedure in the product creation is our repository configuration. So we can go ahead and see our repository configuration and how it's set up. First step here is to check our production order type. These selections are either own or contract, which means if we own the product that we are producing, we will not have to enter the owner ID, packing ID, or control ID. However, if we are, let's say, a contract manufacturer, we will have to enter the owner ID, packing ID, and control ID to see who does the product belong to, basically. Then another option here that we have is the payment type, so that you understand both three options that we have here. Is you can either pay for the crypto codes upon the creation of the crypto codes, or you can pay for them upon the application of the crypto codes, or you can get some free crypto codes. This corresponds to the regulations that have been set by the Russia compliance. So the last step in a product configuration is our configuration of the serial numbers. So basically in the first aggregation levels, we have set the length of the serial number to have 13 digits and the allowed characters to be alphanumeric. Then the generation method of the serial numbers has to be random. On the other hand, on our second and third aggregation level, so in our case on our palette, the generation method has to be sequential and the length of the serial number has to be 8 characters long. After we completed all those steps, we can go ahead and click Save, and this saves our product and verifies the information of the product as well. So now that we have created the product and we configured it as we wanted, we can go ahead in our second workflow, which is to create a new order. So there are basically two ways that you can create a new order. You can either integrate your ERP and fetch the order from your ERP, and this downloads all the information that you have included in your ERP, for example, your product code, your product name, your manufacturing date, expiration date, etc. Or we can create the order manually. Now I will show you how you can create the order manually. So we will have to enter, first of all, our product code. Automatically, the product name appears as we click on this field. The manufacturing date as the date we are going to manufacture the product, of course, and the expiration date of the product. Then we will have to enter our lot number here, and then we'll have to enter the batch size so that the corresponding serial numbers are provisioned. After we complete all those steps, we can go ahead and click Save. So this creates an order here. As you can see, the order was created. The status of the order is pending. And the reason for that is because the system will generate serial numbers and then it will send them to OMS. And after that, the OMS system will send back the serial numbers with the corresponding crypto codes. As you can see, now that the local serial numbers is still 0, so which means that the serial numbers have not been provisioned yet, or the crypto codes, we cannot assign this order to the line. So this field, for example, here, assign order to line, is unclickable. So now we'll have to wait for a couple of more seconds in order for the serial numbers to be provisioned to the serialization site manager. So now that our serial numbers are in the system, we can see that the number of local serial numbers has increased to 330, even though our batch size was 200. This includes the buffer of the serial numbers and the extra packaging levels, so the aggregation levels, the case and the pallet. So now we can go ahead and assign the order to the Wipotec OCS line by selecting the TQS line from here, and we click Assign. So now, as we can see, the status of the order changed to production in our active orders pane, and in our site lines pane, the status of the order has changed to ready, which means that the order is now loaded in the Wipotec machine.
Thank you, colleagues. So now that our colleagues from Vimachem has created the order in the virtual world, the order has arrived in the real world, and we can see it here on the operating screen. So the operator presses the order. He gets all the necessary information, GTN number, batch number, expiration date, so he can check again if this is the right product. He will start the button, push the start button, confirm the order, and then the machine will proceed the information in the serial numbers that we can start to print. While we wait for that, quick explanation. This is a TQS HCA machine. We have tamper evident solutions from both sides. We have printing option from the front. The first rejection is for falsified printing and also for missing tamper evident. In the middle we have the weigh cell, and after the weigh cell we have our rejection from wrong weight. So the order is loaded. Let's start the production. I press the green button. The green line turns on. The machine starts working. Let me feed some products. We are making a really small batch here. So we have right now only 8 products that are produced. We have 2 rejections. Those were intense. We have 1 rejection because of bad printing quality with the mark of red cross. And the second rejection is also marked with an X. Printing is good, but inside we have additional weight. So now let's continue with the aggregation. After the serialization, we continue with the aggregation process of our boxes that we have produced with the machine before. We will have one case consisting of 4 boxes with 2 boxes in each layer. So for the packing, the operator will place the boxes with the serialization into the carton. he will push the pedal and the camera will make a photo. After that, if the first layer is full, which is the case now, the camera moves up for the second position of the second layer. The operator will fill up the second layer and hit the pedal again, and now the aggregation is complete. We will get a label for the case. So the operator will glue the label to the case with the products. He will pick up the hand scanner and scan the label to complete the aggregation process. After that, there is also the possibility of pallet aggregation, where we have a wireless scanner and a bigger printer for pallet labels. When, in this case, for this demonstration, we have only one case on the pallet. So after the aggregation of the aggregation cycle of the cases is complete, the operator will pick up the the wireless scanner and scan each of the cases. So after this aggregation, we will have the pallet aggregation, which the operator can put on the pallet and then confirm with a last scan that the aggregation of this cycle is complete. Now, for the final step, we have completed our aggregation, so only remains to close the order and upload the data to our level 3 partner. For this, we will go to the order execution. We simply press the end button. We confirm that the order is finished, and we see that our colleagues are pulling the data back into the virtual world. And so please, Vimachem, continue.
All right, so now that we have received the order details since the order has been released from the Wipotec line, we can go ahead and check our order details here. So here we can see some general order info. Since we have created the order, this order info should be the same. The updated counters here, so when did the production start and the duration of it, how many accepted and how many rejected boxes did we have. We can also see our packaging configuration if we need to rework serial number, the rejected boxes, and any orphan serial numbers if they exist due to our aggregation levels. So once we check all this information here and we see they're correct, we can proceed with the commissioning of the order. Once I click this button, it will ask me first of all to confirm the order, then enter my password, and then it will commission the data to Russian authorities by sending firstly a utilization report to OMS, then a withdrawal with a type 19 report to MDLP, that is for the samples, and a multi-pack report for the hierarchy of each packaging level to case, and then again a multi-pack report with a hierarchy of the case to pallet packaging level. So we can go ahead and see what happens once I confirm the commissioning of the order. Here I enter my password, and then once I sign, the order status will change into commissioning. Okay, so as we can see now, we have no order loaded in our active orders pane. So this means that the order has been commissioned, and the next step is now to release the product. So we go to the MDLP tab up here, and we click on product release. Here we have two options to either scan with a handheld scanner the pallet that we need to release, or we can simply enter the product code and the lot number here, and then fetch the information from the database. Here we will have to add a confirmation number and then the document date as if it was today. So here we can complete the release of the product by just clicking the release. Here we confirm the release of the product, and here we can wait for the product release to be completed. Once the completion of the product release is successfully done, we will receive this message. All right, so now that the product release step has been completed, we can move on to our last step, which is the shipment of the product. So first of all, we have to enter the receiver. I have here the receiver ID. Let me get it from my cheat sheet and paste it here. Then we have to enter the document date, the document number, the cost of the product, and the VAT of the product. Then select the contract type from the drop-down menu. The contract number, we have to enter that one. Then the turnover type would be either a sale or a return, and then the source of funds. In this case, it was own funds. Again, here we can either enter the product code and the lot number, or we can simply scan it and get them. So let me enter it here and fetch it from the database. Here we get the serial number. So everything is set up, and once I click this button, the shipment will begin. All right, so that was all from my side. I hope you saw how easy to use a fast and reliable solution SSM is. The ROSIN compliance is one of the SSM capabilities. And now I think it's time for our Q&A session. So I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you very much for paying attention to the webinar.
Θα βάλω εγώ τέτοιο, να μην βάλω. Οι άλλοι είναι με τα πουκάμισα.
Ανδρώνικη, ακούγεσαι, μην βάλεις κάμερα.
Hello. So it seems we have...
All right. Hello, everyone. Alex, we cannot hear you.
Ah, okay. Now it's working. Perfect. Alex is there?
I'm here. Hi again.
Okay, let's start the Q&A session. So for all our participants, feel free to ask a question in the chat and then we will answer it. And we already have received some questions during the webinar. So the first one is, what is the technology used in communication between Vimachem and Wipotec, and also between the Russian government MDLP database and order management system? I think this is more a question for the software guys. So Alex, can you answer it?
Of course. So the question was the communication with Wipotec. So with Wipotec, we connect via the Wipotec XML-based protocol. Because of the advanced nature of the Wipotec level 2, we are able to work both in real time and offline. So we can monitor the line real time, but then we can also let the machine work even without live connection. The other important feature of the Wipotec Vimachem integration is that because of the flexible, configurable aspects of both the level 2 and the level 3, we can facilitate multiple workflows. We can work serialization only, serialization and aggregation, aggregation only, one batch serialization, other batch aggregation. So there's a lot of flexibility because of the good integration between the two softwares. Regarding OMS and MDLP, we facilitate a synchronous connection with OMS and synchronous with MDLP, but we also integrate the response messages. So every time we send information to these systems, we receive an acknowledgement that the information was received, and only after receiving the acknowledgement, we do send further information if needed. So it's a combination of XML, synchronous and asynchronous communication, and I would say that this is one of the advantages of the Vimachem L3, that we can utilize pretty much any protocol that the provider makes available. So in a way, with OMS, with MDLP, and with Wipotec, we communicate with 3 different protocols, but all this happens in the backend. And that was it.
So I think this should answer the question. If something is still unclear, please, we are still available until some more minutes. So you can type in the chat, or you can send us a mail, and we can organize a meeting, a telephone conference, or just write you an explanation as an email. Next question. It is to Vimachem. Is Vimachem offering any line performance monitoring and reports? Alex?
Yes, of course. So I think we saw that in one of the webinars, or some of it. So because we can monitor Wipotec lines live, we are offering live real-time line performance data, meaning speed, exceptions, rejections. And because of the real-time nature of these results, we can also monitor real-time the OEE of the Wipotec line. So with the combination of Wipotec and Vimachem, and with the Vimachem OEE module, you are essentially also measuring performance of the Wipotec OCS lines via the Vimachem system real time. Beyond that, we do offer extensive reports in terms of camera grading, line performance. So reporting is important to us. We do have an integration with Power BI to extend and integrate all those reports. So we combine both real-time and batch analytics for post-batch analysis. I hope this answers the question.
Yes, I think so. As previously said, if you have more questions, feel free to ask. I hope this should answer this question. Okay, another one. The question is for updates of existing systems for Russian compliance, and this meaning the downtime of the machines, or the downtime of the system. So for our side, I would say for the machinery and for our systems, we can calculate 1 day per machine and system as downtime for a hardware update. So if you got an existing Wipotec system, it would take the service technician roughly 1 day to exchange the hardware and to update the software. So our level 1 and 2 software. If we have only a software update, so you have the appropriate hardware for the Russian market, then it's half a day of work. So this should do the calculation 1 day for hardware and software, or only half a day for software. Alex, do you have any experience with upgrading your system for customers who have now are entering the Russian market?
Yep.
And how long?
So It's if the system is already in place and validated, Russian upgrade, it's a matter of 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the speed of the validation. The MDLP module, as we saw, is a fully integrated module within the Vimachem SSM. So upgrade to Russian compliance means upgrade of the software to include the MDLP module, so addition of a additional module, and execution of the validation of this additional module. So timing depends from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the extensiveness of the infrastructure, depending on the speed of the approval for the validation protocols. But on average, I would say 3 weeks is okay if the system is already in place and it's only upgraded.
Okay. Now I'm getting a question in German. I have quickly a question for Wipotec. What is the preferred printing system and the producer that you're using? We are using a ReaJet printing thermal inkjet printers in all our serialization machines. And for the aggregation, we are using Zebra printers for the labels. And next question for hardware, is the same hardware used for Russian standards? If not, what is the main differences? This is, as I showed in my first presentation, and you could see the picture with the two code sizes comparing for EU and Russia. The information inside the Russian code is much bigger. But if you have only small amount of space on your package where you can print the code, you've got to downsize the code from meaning the modules. And so to verify it correctly and to give you a good grading, thus we need a higher resolution camera. So this is the main difference between the European or worldwide usage and the Russian market. That for Russia, the cameras have a higher resolution, so we can print smaller modules. The black cubes in the code are smaller, but we can still verify them. Okay. I think that's it for today. We have no more open questions. And thus, I would say thank you for joining us, and I hope you liked our presentation. Now you have a more clear picture of the Russian compliance, and now you can see how you can approach the Russian market together with Wipotec and Vimachem as partners. Thank you,
Okay.
and
Thank you,
have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.